Things best.
You know what's interesting, Daniel? One of the questions that's come this way is, because there's different types of entrepreneurs and businesses in the group, does one business, do the tactics that they need differ to a huge degree from tactics that, let's say, an online business needs? And, to some degree, it's the same set of to-dos and the same set of, putting things in place for a funnel that in any business, but we can specifically design it to impact those types of differences in business.
Right. Yeah. I think that is really, it's adjusted based on the size of the business or based on however many employees you have or, anything like that. Because I know, like, I think I had said in one of the videos, small business is kind of defined by some weird terms. It can be up to 100 employees and still is considered a small business. It's not always based on the cash flow that they're making. So, yeah, these tactics can be used for businesses of any size. And if you look at very, very big businesses, they are implementing these in their own way. And, I've even seen, Walmart is actually kind of jumping on the bandwagon with a lot of internet marketing tactics recently, which I think is really hilarious. So,
what's funny too?
What's that?
Well, what's funny is when Daniel and I hang out, if there's a television on or if we're out and about at the store, because we live fairly close together, we see all these things being really dialed in everywhere in the marketplace. I mean, the big companies, brick and mortar businesses, for example, Kimberly asked the question, if I have a brick and mortar business, can you go in depth on these tactics for those type of businesses? Well, Kimberly, I tell you, that's something we should talk about maybe in the group even. Typically, if you're a brick and mortar, you want more people coming into your door, into your store. And so there are some things that can be done, certainly from a referral strategy, in your community, in your local area. We can really dial up the referral programs that you're running coming in, the win-back type programs for previous customers, exposure points in your marketplace. No matter what your niche is, if all of a sudden you are the go-to person for anything that involves your niche, or let's say outside niches that are related to it, number one, you have a lot more traffic. Number two, you become the person that maybe you have some press, you're doing interviews, you're doing some media things because you're the expert in the area. You'll be the go-to person. And then what you can also do is maybe even team up with other businesses that have some kind of, let's say, relationship to your niche and use their circle of influence, their traffic, their visitors, and make those your customers because you become the authority in your local market. I love working with local business and brick and mortar because those strategies actually sometimes are easy to turn on. Most businesses have none of them. So when a business starts doing them, Daniel, all of a sudden they appear so different in the marketplace than everyone else out there.
Yeah, I was going to say, Mortar marketing, I was doing a lot of internet marketing tactics. I kind of got into Mortar, brick and mortar marketing, because I wanted to focus a lot on the brick and mortar businesses and things like that. And, there are a lot of internet marketing tactics that can still be used for local based brick and mortar businesses that people aren't using. I'll give some away, like, Google Maps, Google integrations, things like that, where you're able to actually list your business locally, get more people in the door. Obviously, Yelp and things like that is a great resource.
Yep.
And yeah, there's a lot of, like Tim was saying, things that a lot of brick and mortar businesses don't use, but if you turn those on, the visitors go up, the cash flow goes up, the customers buying goes up, and there's some great ways to really implement those, some easy things that you can implement in your business to really, boost up the cash flow in brick and mortar businesses.
Yep. In fact, I look at it as several tiers of things. Yelp is one that if you're not using tools like that, I mean, even here locally where we are, anytime we're out and about, I'll say, okay, what are the nearest restaurants or what are the nearest this or that, any type of businesses, and then I still let the internet guide even our local buying decisions. So that's big time. I think the next tier is setting up programs or concepts within your business to get referrals really generating and to establish you as the authority in the marketplace. And then we can start expanding the authority beyond just your local marketplace. Those things, I think, those are so fun to implement. And, for people that do those type of things, the amount of business that comes in, sometimes it's shocking. It's shocking. Right. So we'll talk about those on the next event, and we'll also post a couple ideas in the Facebook group as well.